Yeah. Welcome, Moose, to the stage.
What's happening?
What's up, brother?
Appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir. Let's start it off. I mean, obviously, a lot of the basics were covered. I think we should get a little deeper, but we got to start with the stats, man. First of all, tell us kind of like your experience and stats, and we'll get into it.
Yeah. So my biggest claim is that I've done 4 million cash collected in sales, in high ticket. Yeah.
4 million cash collected in sales.
And I'm not someone that's been in sales for too long either. I literally just got in. Jamil brought me in midway through 2023. So what I was doing before is I had my own fitness business prior. So while I was in college, I was like, I always knew like it was kind of bullshit where I'm not really going to acquire any kind of tangible skill set that I can bring to the market. And I was like, all I have is fitness. So I'm going to work on that, just build my business on the side. I was doing kind of freelancing, right?
Huge.
And then I graduated with a marketing degree and I was like, man, I have no skills. And I'm looking at different jobs and I'm like, okay, I can make 50K, 60K, but I'm like, man, I'm not here for that. I'm here for big money.
Yeah.
So I was like, I need something that I can really do. So Jamil's been in sales his whole life, and he was like, hey man, why don't you apply for this position here, the printer job, right? So we were selling printers, B2B. This was over in Riverside, California. So I was 2023, and my first 3 weeks, I didn't set a single appointment.
Oof.
Yeah.
Okay, that's where most people stop right there, bro. They're just like, all right, clearly this isn't for me. I'm out. I'm gonna go back to being a gym bro, and just, I don't know, whatever you were doing before that. So. Yeah,
no, exactly. So I was still running my fitness business on the side because I was like, I wanted to make at least like 8 to 9K a month at the time. So I was making like roughly 4 to 5K with my fitness business. And then from this job, I was also doing like 4 to 5K. So that was like, 8, 9K a month. But what I realized was like, okay, this is the path that all these big founders, co-founders, all these billion-dollar guys, they all start in sales. So I was like, there's something here. And I just got to stick with it. And
nice.
There was also a lot of people at the company that were making a lot of money. So I definitely knew there was something there. And I basically brought what I learned from the gym over to this process where it's like, if you stick with it long enough, you will eventually get there. I started off super skinny. I was literally like, anybody that knows me back home, I was like 135 pounds. I was a twig.
Wow.
I was the smallest guy. I always got bullied for being the skinniest.
Wow. Yeah. That's fire.
And I was like, okay. And I couldn't stand up for myself too. I had trouble speaking. And I was like, the only way I'm going to build confidence is through building this exterior shield. And then eventually, once I got that, I was like, okay, I'm actually decent at communicating. Let me actually apply it to sales. And as I, spent more time, more reps, I was like, okay, I'm actually, getting better at this.
I mean, yeah, no one closes 4 million cash that don't have some like legit skills. So I'm curious, your first 3 weeks, it was like no appointment set, you said?
Nothing.
Which means you made no money.
Well, okay, so at the time with that offer, like a lot of B2B companies, they'll pay you a salary.
Okay.
And then they'll give you, because they train you up, because obviously like if you're not good at it, you're not gonna be able to make money. They're gonna have high turnover.
Yeah. So
they kind of give you what they call a draw for the first 6 months. That way you're able to support your bills while you're still picking up the skill sets and training.
Okay.
But there's a problem with that too, because it kind of kills your hunger. Because if you're already being paid a salary, what's the incentive to actually pick up the skill set unless you're here for big money?
Straight up. Yeah, the pressure, like when the business owner's running ads and you're calling those leads that he's paying for, and let's say he's not paying you a salary, you're both have a fuel under your ass. Like the business owner's like, bro, I'm paying for these, so technically like you need to perform. This isn't just like, old leads from organic, whatever. And then for you, it's like, well, I'm not making any money, so I need to perform. So I like that. I like how sales is one of those things where the harder you work, the more you can earn. But we also talked about the smarter you work. So for instance, you were probably working pretty hard, I'm assuming, those first 3 weeks. Yeah,
because that's all I knew from the gym. I was like, I'm just going to work harder. I'm just going to work as hard as possible, and eventually my skill set will get there. Yeah.
Okay, got it. So, I mean, bro, how many years has it been since then?
It's been almost 2.5 years since.
Okay, 2.5 years. Everything that you've learned up to this point, if you were to coach yourself when you were your first 3 weeks on that situation, obviously you made it to here, so you wouldn't change anything, but what would you give yourself? There's someone listening who's in their first 3 weeks of sales, goose egg every day, 0, 0, 0, rejection, hang up.
I would say 2 things. Number 1, this is the only way to get there. You have to face all the no's to be able to get that yes eventually. But also, looking at it from a smarter perspective, where you said, sales is a mix of hard work and strategy. So what's the best way to leverage your strategies to understand human behavior on a deep level and psychology? That's the difference. And then once you understand that and how people are receptive to it, now you can shift your tone and manipulate whatever. Like speak in a better way with more conviction and using the right tone so that they understand the intentions behind the questions that you're asking and how you're approaching it, so they're more receptive to it.
Okay, so on that second one there, how was your tonality in the beginning?
Horrid.
Really?
Yeah. So at first, the gym allowed me to be able to feel comfortable speaking. However, I didn't understand that speaking was actual skill. So at first I was super quiet. I'd be like, hey, this is Moose, or this is Mustafa, I'm calling from this company. I saw you filled out this form, blah, 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 whatever. And you're not speaking with high status. So there's high status speech where you're speaking in a certain tone that commands attention from the person across from you. So the more you can do that in the subconscious mind of the person listening, when you pick up the phone, they're gonna be like, okay, there's something about this guy, like he clearly believes in the company, clearly believes in himself.
Yeah.
Let me give him an extra 5 seconds.
Yeah.
And throughout the whole sales process, all you're doing is trying to buy, you're selling the next sentence. It's a funnel. So no one thinks of sales as a funnel. They look at marketing as a funnel because it's more that's just typically how people think of it. But the whole sales process itself is a funnel from sentence to sentence.
Wow. Literally the first, even just the greeting, it's just buying you some time.
Exactly.
Never heard, a couple things I never heard. That, you're selling the next sentence, and I've never heard what you said right before that, which was?
The whole sale process is a funnel.
Is a funnel.
High status speech.
High status speech, thank you. So, which one of those should we dive into? I'm kind of curious about both. Like high status speech, I think that's kind of mandatory to have, and if you don't have it, you're just shooting yourself in the foot every call, basically.
Yeah, and it's interesting too, because you're going to realize that translates over to every part of your life. So if you approach somebody and you don't carry yourself in a certain way, why are they going to want to do business with you, or why are they going to want to partner with you? Why are they even going to hang out with you? Because everything is a mutual exchange of value.
Yeah.
So the most honest way to convey the value is the way you speak. So the better of a communicator you become, also the better your sales results will be, naturally.
Oh my gosh, bro! I just had a thought. I mean, transparently, like I wasn't able to communicate why that was so important to someone that I was helping with their sales. They kind of still spoke with like a slang and like a hood, and they wanted to keep that because they said it was authentic. I was like, that's cool that you're authentic. We can find a way to stay authentic while also not bottlenecking yourself.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so true. No, it's true. You want to be authentic in terms of the frequency that you're operating on, but the strategy that you're deploying has to be a little bit different. So you do have to shift your speech because people got to take you seriously. Because like Jamil said earlier, sales is leadership. They got to see you as somewhat above them. And as soon as that person, like if you're selling on an offer and the person that you're trying to sell in their mind, if they're like, hey, does this person come with the process? Then they're sold.
Wait. Does this person come with the process?
Does the sales rep that's selling the offer to me right now, does he come with the process? Does he come with the program?
They like
because he's the representation of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you can get that person to have that thought in their mind, they're sold. To bring it back, like sales itself is just getting someone to buy into an idea before they can even pay you money. So they have to be bought into the idea first. So you got to, go ahead.
I'm just curious, when you say that, are you saying that they need to know and like, or just they need to like the person that's closing them so much that they actually want to like keep them around during the product that they have? Yeah,
because that's the first real face-to-face interaction that they're having with the company itself.
Yeah.
Where they can pick up on the energy of the person that they're talking to.
Wow.
And if they're bought into that person's energy, then they're way more like. Then they'll be like, okay, I'm sold on the company. Now you also have to show them that what you're selling is going to benefit them too. But if you can get that person to have that thought in their mind, they're way more sold.
I'm not gonna lie. It sounds like you guys feel it's a little bit controversial to speak about sales being spiritual and frequency. But to me, before I learned anything about sales, that is probably the easiest way to understand it. Like sales is energy. So
For sure.
What did you mean when you said frequency? You said that the authentic frequency you have to be on when you're speaking.
You want the sale to be a normal conversation. So a lot of sales reps and business owners get stuck thinking, okay, what's the right thing to say here based off of how he replied? But really, it's just understanding the concepts that they need to actually put into motion inside of the call while speaking in a way where it's an actual normal conversation.
Okay, so in those first 3 weeks, bro,
Yeah.
I'm sure you were literally doing the opposite of all the advice you're giving right now.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So you said the tonality was horrid.
Tonality was horrid.
And
That
then-
was my weakest thing.
Okay. And then there was the speech, high status speech.
None.
Okay. And then the third one was selling the next sentence. Would you get hung up on a lot or?
Oh, yeah, all the time.
Okay. So,
Yeah. They'd be like, don't call me again. Yeah.
okay. So you weren't able to sell the next sentence.
No.
And then the last one here that we just covered, which was, I forgot it.
No, it just strictly trying to stick to the script and trying to think about what the right thing to say is, as opposed to just actually being interested in the person and getting them to buy into you.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, like if you were to talk to that version of you, I'm just curious if you could fill us in, like how bad were you? Were you bad at everything?
Horrid. Everything.
Not just tonality, you're bad at
Yeah, you can ask Jamil.
Okay. So sales can be taught and you don't have to be a natural.
Yeah.
You don't have to be like a natural closer.
That's an interesting question. So sales can always be taught, but a superstar is probably going to have intangible skills naturally, usually. So when I'm hiring reps right now, I'm looking for how does this person carry themselves? How does this person speak? What's his tone? How calm does he stay when I'm pressuring him? Because I'm looking for stars because they represent our company.
How calm does he stay when I'm pressuring him?
Yeah.
Tell me more, man. What?
Well, if you get an objection, you stay and you're freaking out about it, or you start fighting him, then he's like, oh, like, I'm not gonna. Why would I do business with this person?
Yeah.
Just like when a chick like shit tests you, like as they say,
Huge. I was gonna say.
right? It's the same thing. You wanna.
Yeah.
And you can, if you're really good at it, you can get ahead of it too. You can get ahead of the objections. You can get ahead of the shit tests that they throw at you. Yeah, by understanding the mind of the buyer. Because the sales cycle is you being closed and understanding the mind of the buyer, then using the right word tracks to get that person to close themselves.
So you'll be like asking your girlfriend, like, I'm trying to think of an example where you would like prevent a shit test. Do you even prevent a shit test, or you just handle it and stay calm and work your way through it? Because they never end, right?
Yeah,
I don't think you can really prevent those, right?
Yeah.
That's in a woman's nature to shit test her man, just to make sure that he is stable and who he says he is. So
For sure, because they're looking for like survival value, so that's like one of the strongest indicators. Yeah. If this person's able to stay calm and hold himself under composure, then he's going to be able to get through tough times, which is what's required to, bear the fruit on the other side.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's a good mindset for a guy who's like getting into like finding his dream girl is just being able to predict those tests, know that they're coming, and then stay calm in the pressure.
Exactly. And one of the best ways to build that skill is through sales, because that's what's not taught in the school system. So what's not taught in the school system is being able to persuade people, and that's the only way to freedom. The more people you can persuade over time, then you have more influence over other people. You can push your ideas, you can start a movement, you can get people to give you money, all that kind of stuff. And the more you're able to do that, you're able to build a company, recruit people into it, be able to lead them, be able to manage them. And the more people you're able to influence in a way where they actually like you as well, that's the only key to freedom, in my opinion.
And you said it was like a strategy where you can still stay authentic, but change your strategy so that you are.
Yeah, so you're still being authentic in who you are, but because you understand consumer behavior and the mind of the buyer with the person that you're speaking across from, you're able to change the way, like what you're saying to hit the right spots, essentially.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
speak to them how they want to be spoken to. Like,
Yeah, speak to them how they want to be spoken to, but also you're leading the conversation too. You're not just being authentic and just having a casual convo. You're leading them in the direction that's best for themselves.
yeah. Like if a client says, I want to lose, I heard a friend and mentor of mine tell me, like, if you're on a fitness offer and you're helping them lose belly fat, but they say tummy fat, to repeat that. do you believe that that's important to mirror those specific words in order to build rapport? Or is that kind of like, I want to know, like, where do you draw the line?
Okay, I would say that's not that important. I know it's taught to be able to mirror, and I mean, if someone shows up super like low energy on a call, I don't think it's right to match that and be super low energy.
Right.
Right? You want to be like, in my opinion, you want to be slightly above them. You don't have to be too crazy high if they're low, but you want to be a little bit ahead of them and then bring the vibe to them. But also, you said something before that.
I'm just really curious, where do you draw the line between, because I think people would say that it's like fake, and like salespeople are fake, you know, like they're just doing whatever they can to get the sale. So.
Yeah, there was actually something you touched on that I want to cover. So you said, do I mirror them to build rapport?
Yeah.
Right? Because a lot of people think rapport is just having commonality and being their friend. But rapport is just me offering you so much value up front over time and having a nice dialogue of a process of conversation throughout the whole time. So we want to get closer to the prospect throughout the call, so at the time you get to the close, it's easy and nice and friendly. Because at the end of the call, a lot of people, when they're asking for payment, it's stiff, it's tight, you're swallowing, you know, it's like, shoot, is he gonna pay? Is he gonna jump off the call? Like, should I send him the link? What am I doing here? But you want that to be the easiest part of the call. So the rapport should be built and continuing to be stronger over time from the opening all the way till the end.
Got it. Right on, bro. There's just so many skills and intangibles. You did the fitness first. How well would you be doing now if you didn't start with that fitness transformation and you were still 135 pounds?
I'd be screwed. Fitness definitely saved my life because it gave me the building blocks of the right mindset to have with everything. Because if you can visibly change your body over time and it's all off of what you do, then you understand that everything else in your life is a result of, or is in your control, essentially. Everything's in your control. If you can control your body and you can change your body and it's all based off of the actions and the inputs that you put in, then why wouldn't that apply to everything? So it destroys the victim mentality.
Yeah.
You can't get jacked and have a victim mentality. It's impossible. I've never seen it.
Okay, got it. Can't have a victim mentality.
And if you have a victim mentality, you're cooked in sales and business and everything else. Because you rob the ability to be able to improve.
Okay, I'll have a question about this victim mentality in sales. How does that show up for someone who hops on a new offer? You guys are placing them, and you know these are closable people that if you really do show up and have the work ethic you guys have, they could succeed. But they say, for whatever reason, what is like the excuses and victim mentality you notice?
Yeah, so the way the victim mentality shows up in sales is like when you're new, you have to understand that you have to earn your position. And a lot of reps will hop on offers and be like, okay, I'm not getting as good as leads as these guys. They're not filling up my calendar. These leads are bad, all that kind of stuff. Whereas like the business, it's in the best interest of the business owner to give the best leads to the top closers. And you have to earn that over time. And as you earn that over time, you're going to get those best leads. So that's usually how I'm seeing it.
Okay. What about, is there any times where you notice that not a victim mentality is appropriate, but that maybe it isn't the person's fault? Or is it in a closer's or setter's best interest to just always assume responsibility?
Great. That's a really good question. So sometimes it's not their fault in the sense that, yes, they might be, okay. Sometimes it's not their fault, but that's not the most competitive mindset to have. Like, it doesn't benefit you to look at that and be like, okay, like, let me focus my energy there, because it's not going to get you anywhere. So you can, like, you're going to take the meat, like the best parts of the opportunity that you're given, so that you can make the most of it.
Why do we repeat the same mistake over and over in sales? Like, why is it so rare for people to continually improve outside of the calls?
Because the results you get in sales and in life is the output of like who you are. So you always have to self-reflect, understand like where you messed up on the call, watch your sales call recordings. Study the objections, and then also figure out certain things from your mindset perspective that are holding you back.
It just seems rare, like that's done. So for you in your journey, over 4 million closed, you came a long way, I'm sure, from selling printers to 4 billion closed. I don't think you sold 4 million of printers, right?
Definitely not.
Okay.
Yeah, I had the least cash collected or least closed deals of anyone in the company. Yeah. By far.
There's my flex.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had the least.
Yeah, my sales manager couldn't stand me.
Yeah. I started at the very bottom.
Very bottom.
That's actually a cool flex though, but
Yeah.
yeah, like what did you do to improve over time to get to where you are now as far as?
Yeah, I would say the biggest thing that I did to improve actually is study my conversations in my day-to-day life and how people are responding to the way I communicate. So like, you think of sales as just, I'm selling someone a product, but in your whole life, every single day, you're selling people constantly or you're being sold. And like really what it comes down to is your ability to influence somebody. So a lot of people will talk, and they're not able to get people to actually listen to them whatsoever. Nobody listens to them. Nobody wants to hear me talk. And they don't sit there and self-reflect. They just talk more. And they're not able to get anywhere. But the better you can influence, the more results you'll get in the sense of everything you want out of life.
Major.
So I would always self-analyze like in real time, every single convo I'm having, like how's my tone here? How's this person receptive to it? How's their body language? All that kind of stuff. Because communication at the end of the day, like it's 55% body language, 38% tonality, and then 7% the actual words.
Hold on. 55%. Say that again.
So communication overall is 55% body language, 38% your tonality, and then 7% the words you actually say. I mean, what do girls say in an argument all the time? I don't like your tone, right? Because the tone tells you the intention of the person and what they're trying to ask. Yeah.
And when you're in a heated argument with your Latina,
Yeah.
it's easy to pick that tone up and not even notice that you did it until it's kind of too late and you've exposed the anger, right?
Yeah, exactly. So the best way to shift that is to shift your intentions. So if your intentions are the right thing when it comes to the sales process and actually trying to help that individual out, then your tone will naturally follow in the right way and they'll trust your intentions, especially when you're asking them a provoking question or a challenging question. Because you have to challenge their frame.
Yeah.
They have a frame where it's like, I don't know if I should buy. I've been scammed before. I've had all these issues in my past. I kind of want to look at everything and not make a decision.
Yeah.
And they're going to sell you on their frame and you have to break that frame. So at times you're going to have to challenge that frame, and if they don't trust your intention, if you challenge their frame with the wrong tone, they're looking at it as like, okay, why is he asking me that? I don't trust his intention, and they're not going to be receptive to it. So you have to have the right intention to be able to deliver the right tone so that they're receptive to it, so that you can actually break their frame, and once you break their frame, they're in the buying pocket to be able to buy.
Yeah, that's huge. I have another question, man. It's kind of one of those frequency energy questions.
Okay.
I know that you deal with a lot of new guys coming in that need an opportunity, which means they're probably not in the best financial situation, honestly, right? They're working their way up from the bottom.
Yeah.
And it's similar where you were selling printers right off the bat, gym bro. Most gym bros, they aren't like rich. Like they're rich in habits and whatnot, mentality, but they've never applied that to something long term that got them business success. So when this is a scenario, is it possible for them to still have an abundance mindset, even if they're in credit card debt or in a breaking even? And then if so, how do you help them do so? Because I know that drastically will affect their results in the call, is if they're like, the person can tell they have the sales breath, whatever it's called.
Commission breath.
Yeah.
This is a great question, and I was actually talking to Jamil about this last week. He's my business partner, and he was basically saying, you have to be able to hypnotize yourself into believing you're rich. And it's not exactly a tangible thing that you can do, because like someone might hear that and be like, okay, well, where do I start? How do I even do that? From my side, what helped me is that I don't look at rich or abundance as just money. I look at it as like, because wealth is there's a lot of variables that come into wealth, right? Like health is a variable, your looks is a variable, all that kind of stuff. So the more you can build up outside of the sales process and other avenues of your life, like I have good friends, I have good community, I have all that kind of stuff, then it helps you feel naturally more abundant and more wealthy, which will help in real time, right?
Yep. But if you're all your life, all you do is try to just call people and ask them for money.
Yeah.
And then you have nothing going on outside of that.
It's tough. So that's why, like Jamil was actually saying it earlier, it's elevating your soul,
Yeah, bro.
right?
What? That's
So
fire.
as you're working on your sales game, you got to work on the rest of your game, because then you're going to feel better about yourself, and the better my self-esteem is, the higher my energy will be, because I'll feel better about myself, and then I'll be able to, bring that over to the client, that transfer of energy.
Yeah, I mean, when I coach barbers, I tell them, go to the highest priced barber in your area. Even if you have to drive an hour, if he charges $200, $300, pay it. For myself, there was a barber that charged $450 for haircut and beard and a design on the side. So I paid it, and I tipped him $50, so it was a $500 service.
Yeah.
For just a haircut. And I honestly was like, this is crazy. Why am I doing this? But then I broke the paradigm to where it allowed me to go from $60 barber to $200 barber. Because I'm like, that guy's charging double. Yeah, I mean, I cut hair somewhere close to where he's at. So why can't I? He's booked at 500. I should be able to get booked at 200. It just broke the limiting belief.
Yeah.
Even though I wasn't in his scenario. So for anyone that wants to, what was the term you guys called it? Upgrade your soul?
Elevate your soul.
Elevate your soul?
Yeah.
And you said it's not really too tangible. I mean, that's kind of a practical one, but like, what would you say? Is there anything practical, a closer, or a person who wants to be out in a abundance mindset?
Well, I can only say what worked for me.
Yeah.
And definitely what worked for me is the gym overall. And then just working on my relationships outside of, like in my personal life, and how I'm communicating there. Because at the end of the day, what you want to do is build up 3 things, which will help you overall, because in terms of getting the results you want, right? So you want to work on the gym so you can elevate your looks. The better your looks will be, the more your confidence rises. The more your confidence rises, then you'll be able to speak better. Then you work on your speech skills, which will help you make more money, get better at sales. Now you're getting some kind of status in that kind of company or in the industry that you're in. So now you're building the looks, you're building the status, and then as you're building your looks and your status, you're carrying yourself better, and more people are going to want to be around you. And the better people you can bring around you, the better opportunities you'll have, and now you can bring that skill set onto the right opportunity, which will bring your income all the way up.
Huge.
Right? And you want to be super money motivated, because like money amplifies your time. So the more money you get, more opportunities will come to you. The better you become, the more money you get, the more opportunities will come to you. You don't have to chase it. And it's the same thing with women as well.
Fire. I was talking to my student on a coaching call, hopped out the gym, riding around, and he says, how much should I be talking during the haircut? Like, I want to build a relationship with them and all that. I really care about them. That's great, man. But I was like, there's really one thing you need to know. The most purposeful question you have to ask when you're doing a high-ticket $200 haircut is, what did the last barber mess up that irked you, that you left him? What's the reason you left that barber and you're coming to me? And it's like the shortcut to everything is just care, like, about the customer. So
Exactly.
like you said earlier, the intention.
The intention, yeah.
If you're just trying to help, it doesn't matter if you're broke or not. Do you have a solution to the guy's problem? Like, then you're like almost irrelevant. Like, if you can pay rent or not doesn't really matter if he needs a printer.
Exactly.
Get this guy the printer.
Yeah.
So,
That's actually the quickest fix you can do, is that shift. Like, actually Daniel G talks about it. I asked him one time, like, how do you get good at public speaking? Like, what's the best way to get good at public speaking? He said, well, when I go up, I'm just thinking about pouring into the audience. And the people that get stuck are the ones that are thinking about how they're being perceived. So it's the same thing in sales. These people on calls are always thinking about, okay, how do I get the money? How do I finesse this guy? What's the right thing to say to get him to, give me the money, essentially, as opposed to just caring about them, like you said.
Yeah, I really believe in self-image and being on offense, taking risks. And for me, that's what it's been, is like, they called me a $5 barber when I first started. They're like, oh yeah, I was at a party. They saw a picture of me on the girl's Snapchat. They replied and said, like, he's just a $5 barber. Like, don't be with him, whatever. And that was my motivation in the beginning. And then I did choose barbering as my path, but I had opportunities to level up my self-image, my self-belief by just getting mentors and putting like huge risks on the table. The first one was I moved from Ohio to California, and each time, like you've been in Miami, a gym bro in Wisconsin, in some small town, versus like at least go be a gym bro in Miami. Like that'll probably help your self-image, elevate your soul,
For
just
sure.
being around wealth. So I always found ways to elevate my self-image, and care, elevate your self-image, have the ability to go through like the thick skin. Start with the personal development journey. You said you wouldn't done it without that.
Definitely not.
Yeah. Was there anything you want to end it off on that was like the number one needle mover that without these things, there's no way you'd be where you are? Mentors.
Okay, that's perfect. Mentors is huge because, like, everything you want is on the other side of information. If I don't have the right information, I can't get the right results. So that comes down to like being around the right people, which can come from paying mentors, having the right friends around you, good friend groups, people that are on the right mission,
Real
trying to
ones.
change their lives. Exactly. That's the quickest way to change everything. I need new information.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every time I had struggles with anything in life, it was always because I had the wrong information. Whether it's the gym, like when I was training people, I was training a lot of women, and they would come to me and be like, I don't want to lift because I don't want to get bulky.
Yeah.
But they don't understand that they don't have the hormones to actually be able to do that.
Right. You're not
Right?
gonna accidentally
You're not going to get bulky,
become Arnold.
and they're going to literally not have the physiques that they want
Yeah.
because they have the wrong information. So it's the same thing everywhere else. So get the right information.
Fire.
So find someone who's done it and pay them.
My G. There it is.
Let's go.
Live the dream, sell the dream.
All day.
Let's go. My guy.
Let's go.